Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Duh. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Good morning, Flosstube. What a glorious day for a video. It's cold, I'm home alone, I'm feeling good, I'm in a good mood. It's perfect. It's perfect. For anybody who's here for the first time, my name is Stitchman Darcy. I have a YouTube channel called Stitchman Darcy. My name on Instagram is Stitchman Darcy. I have an Etsy shop called Stitchman Darcy, where I design cross-stitch patterns under the name Stitchman Darcy. Everybody got that? I'm sitting in another new spot today. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? It's not really exciting. Nobody cares where I'm sitting. But this one is a little bit extra special because this spot in particular, right here, right where my ass is right now, this is my actual stitching spot. This is where the magic happens, right here, in this spot right now. That's kind of cool, right? A little behind the scenes look. I know a little, like, it kind of from this angle looks a little bit drab and cold right now, but it's actually quite cozy. There's a blanket here. Sometimes there's a cat over my shoulder or on my lap. There's stuff on the wall up here. Look, it's not as empty as it looks. There's one of my stitchings. There's my dad over there. May he rest in peace. Some pictures of the family. This one right here makes me chuckle because there's two at the bottom there. There's two blank spaces where there's no pictures, and that's because when we hung that, I said, let's just put a couple. Why are they empty? Let's put a couple of pictures in there. And Melissa said, no, because the pictures we have to put in there have to be family vacation pictures because those are all pictures from family vacations. So we can't just put any random picture in there. So I said, so what you're saying is those are going to just stay empty forever? Which of course you got offended by. No, they're not going to stay empty forever. I'm going to put pictures in there of family vacations. That was, I think about 2 years ago now. I know my stitch lady. I hope everybody's had a good few weeks since the last time we spoke. I hope everybody's been stitching and doing stuff that they love and watching Flosstube. A lot of my friends sprung back to life in the last few weeks and made videos. Jacob has just been on a tear after being MIA for most of the year. Jacob has posted 3 new videos in the past 3 weeks. Just boom, boom, boom. I even told him, I said, this reminds me of the way that he and I often communicate. Like sometimes people will ask me, have you heard anything from Jacob? Have you been talking to him or whatever? And I'm just like, honestly, in the past several weeks, I have seen and heard no evidence that Jacob is even on planet Earth anymore. I have no idea. I don't know where he is or what he's doing. And then all of a sudden, it'll just be ding, 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 ding. My phone is just like one after the other, just like bing, 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 message. And I'm always like, that's always either my sister or Jacob, because they're the only 2 people that message me so fast and furious like that. And then after that, he'll disappear again. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure he's Batman. He's actually real life Batman. So anyway, here we are. It's October. It's cold. I've been drinking pumpkin spice in my coffee for the last month, and I'm still not tired of it. Been enjoying myself. I've been stitching a lot. I've got a lot to show you today. I've got a lot to talk about today. I've been doing a lot and sitting a lot and watching a lot. So actually speaking of like watching stuff, I'll just tell you one thing that I know you don't care about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Not stitching related. That we got rid of our Netflix probably last spring, just because I know it's only like $10 a month, but we were just like, we don't really need it or watch it. Like even if it is just a few dollars, why throw it away if we don't really need it? So we haven't had Netflix for several months. And then finally, like this week, something came up that motivated us. It was Melissa's motivation to get, like, let's get Netflix back. What could possibly be the thing that finally makes us sign up again for Netflix? Jeffrey Dahmer, the Jeffrey Dahmer show that everybody has been talking about. Let's get Netflix again. Let's watch Dahmer. So that's what finally motivated us to get Netflix back. Melissa and I sat down to watch it. We got 1 episode in. I'm not even sure if we finished the episode or not. And Melissa was just like, nope, peace out. I cannot do this. I am not watching this. Goodbye. And I was just like, what? Do you know who he is? Like, what were you expecting? Like, this isn't Mr. Dahmer's Neighborhood. Like, I don't know. I just continued on without her, and that's what I've been stitching to for the past week. Nice, wholesome family entertainment. The Jeffrey Dahmer story. Anyway, on with the stitching stuff. I've got a pretty decent amount of stuff to show you and talk about today. I think I've got 4 works in progress that I made pretty significant progress on, at least some of them. I've got, what else? I wrote some stuff down. I've got the whips to talk about. I've got a new design that I did that I am quite excited about. It's a big one. I have something that's not quite a new start, but is really, really close to being a new start that I'm going to talk about, that I'm finally getting going, and a few other things that I'm going to be starting soon. And I'm also quite excited about. I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about all the stitching. And I'm also, most importantly, I have gotten really deep into floss organization, categorizing, organizing, turning my floss madness into floss sanity. I actually started doing it for real. So I'm excited to show you that. Maybe I can help you out a little bit if you've got chaos going on too. I've had chaos floss for the last 30 years and I'm over it. I don't want chaos anymore. I want decluttered organization. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get on with it. Whips. First up, I kind of hesitate to even show you this because the progress I made on it is so minimal, but I also don't want to be a hypocrite because I always tell people I don't care if you even did 1 stitch. If that's what you did, then I'm happy for you to show it and I'm happy for you to see it. And I did 200 stitches, which in the grand scheme of the fact that it's like a 250,000 stitch pattern, 200 is not that much, so it doesn't look that different, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. It's this one right here. Advice from a caterpillar. What did it look like the last time we saw it? Oh, the last time I showed this, I played an Alice song and I got dinged for copyright infringement. And here's what it looks like today. Pretty much the same. I had a little gap here at the end of this row and I filled it in. 200 stitches. It's not too bad, right? It's worth looking at again. See if I can get in a little closer here and if it'll focus or not. It probably won't, but I am loving this. This is, I guess you don't need my face up with it. This is a 28 count Monaco even weave stitched 1/1. Still blows my mind that this is only 1 thread. I've never stitched 1/1 before this. It blows my mind that this is just 1 thread because it looks so full and vibrant. I don't know. I'm loving it. This is probably gonna be the wave of the future for me for these big full-sized, 200,000 stitches patterns, full-size Hades and that kind of thing. Higher count, smaller stitches, 1/1. That's probably gonna be my new thing. I like it. Can we start over? So this is a leaf right here. If you can believe that, huh? That's the whole, basically page 1 is nothing but this leaf and not even the entire leaf. Hang on, I'll cut this part out. You don't need to see me flipping through pages. This leaf right here, the majority of this leaf, page 1. That's how big the whole thing is. It's going to take me forever, but I don't care. I'm happy to be working on it. I've probably told this story before. Sorry that if I repeat the same things over and over and over, I'm sure I do. But this was the first big, huge, full coverage pattern like this that I ever discovered, and like as one that I love that so much I want to stitch it for myself. This was the first one I ever got, and now 13 or 14 or 15 years later, whatever it is, I'm finally actually doing it. So I don't really care that it's going this slow or how long it takes. I'm happy to be working on it, and I'm happy that I'm finally doing it. Now, if I can just live forever, I'll get everything done that I want to get done. Next up on the old whip list, Jimmy Stewart. Look, that's me right there, Stitchman Darcy. See? Stitchman Darcy, that's me. And that's Jimmy Stewart. Let's see what he looked like the last time.
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause, even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the tailors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
And here's what he looks like this time. Much more reasonable amount to have gotten done. The last time I showed them to you, I had done about 5,000 stitches within a couple of weeks, and this time I did 500. Not because I like get petered out or don't want to still be working on them or whatever. It's just I focused on a couple of I got a big shadow. Okay, I can see my hand. Oh, hi. I guess that's why people hold boards and stuff and behind their stitchings. Ah, whatever, just deal with it. Anyway, I focused on a couple of other pieces as my main things over the last few weeks, and I can't do everything. As much as I want to be doing everything, I can't do everything. This is the top of his head right here, and I know it looks a little bit odd. It's all speckly and stuff like that. That will make a lot more sense as a whole when you see it like all put together with like just the way the light is shining on his head, and you know I know on its own that looks a little odd, but it'll make sense as more of his hair starts coming together, which is going to happen soon. I'm going to get back to this. I'll probably work on this a little bit more than 500 stitches worth in the next few weeks. I do want to see his head and his eyes come to. His eyes are down here. We're going to have both of his eyes by the time I get to the bottom of the page. So that's exciting. Get to see that his face actually looks like his face. Sorry. So anyway, I'll get back to this, and we'll see his hair and his forehead and his eyes come together soon enough. Maybe by the end of the year. Maybe soon into the next year. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to do it, but we have patience, right? You have patience. What are you doing? Where are you going? You're not going anywhere. You can wait.
That's right. That's right.
Next, starting to get into some more significant progress here. My old friend Chessie the cat. Let's see what he looked like last time.
This is what Chessie looked like last time you saw it. Darcy probably regrets asking me to do this.
And here's what Chessie looks like today. Look at that. Look! Teeth! Teeth! Look at that smile. Don't you just love him? Don't you just love him? I love him. I love him. So that's about 16-ish hundred 1,600 stitches. And I could have done a lot more than that. I wasn't getting tired of it. It was going pretty quickly. I was enjoying it a lot. The only reason I didn't continue on with this is because the other one that I continued on with is a Christmas one that I actually genuinely want to get finished, fully finished, framed, and on my wall for the Christmas season, which I started decorating for Christmas in early November. And that's only 1 month away. I've been telling you all year long, ever since the beginning of the year, that it's pretty much Christmas. And now it really is pretty much Christmas. We're a few weeks away from Christmas decorating. So I do want to finish that other one. Otherwise, I would have continued on with this one. But I'm pretty happy with 1,600 stitches and how he's turning out and how he's looking. Look at that. Look at the, don't you just love him? Don't you just me. Did anybody understand any of that? Some people watch these floss tubes on like 1.5 or double speed. Some people have told me that they put me on double speed before and just can't understand a word I'm saying. So anyway, one last look before we move on to the next one. His eye, his mouth, his like, here he is. Don't you just love staring at him? Is that just me? I just like to sit and stare at him. And he's going to come together. I'm going to be working on Chessie quite a bit over the next few weeks. I really want to finish this page by the end of the year, at least. I feel like I can do more than that. I don't want to say I'm going to do more than that and then be disappointed with myself. But if I do any more than that, I'll be even happier. But this page for sure, maybe even up here, finish the rest of his eyes and his smile or whatever. You know, nice Christmas treat to myself. Let's look at a Chessie face. That'd be fun, right? Right. One more time with the shaky close up. Right. Last but not least, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, ho ho ho, Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker. Let's see what it looked like last time.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.
And here's what it looks like today. Check this out. Check this out. We got to get my beautiful face in here with it. Check this out. Huh? Look at that. Coming together pretty good, pretty fast. Yippee Ki Yay, motherfuck. Pretty good, right? Right? I have been having a lot of fun stitching this. I am actually kind of sad that it's coming to an end soon. I might be probably will be finished this the next time I sit here and film my next video. It will be finished, which is kind of sad, but also kind of exciting that I'm going to have it done. I'm not going to stuff this one in a drawer and forget about it. I want this framed. I want it on my wall for the Christmas season. So I show you finally like an actual FFO. Have I ever showed you one of those before for anything that I've done? Like I've got some old ones, but have I ever like finished a thing and actually framed it? I don't know. I'm going to frame this one though, and it's going to be up for the Christmas season. And I am quite excited about it. Very happy with it. Thank you for all the positive feedback that you've given me about it too. I am not the only one that is excited about this, which is also exciting to me that other people like it too. Praise me. A couple of things I do want to say about like you, you specifically. No, I get messages sometimes from people, which I appreciate, but you don't necessarily have to like, let's just clear this up right now. What am I talking about? Hang on. Let's all just take a breath. I get messages sometimes from people with like about this or some of the other ones that I've designed, like that, you know, what if I change this, or what if I don't use these colors, or what if I don't backstitch the, you know, like I'm completely fine with like, as long as you don't just take this, completely redesign it, and then still tell people it's mine if it doesn't look anything like this. I don't know that I would be like, that might, you know, turn my stomach a little bit, but like, if you don't like my colors, or you don't like, you know, this one in particular is quite backstitch heavy. When I designed this, it's been a while because I've been doing so many Heaven and Earths and full coverages over the years. I haven't backstitched anything in like 10 or 15 years. And at the time that I was doing this, I was quite into backstitching again, and like how it sort of gives stuff that extra, sort of like makes it stand out a little bit more. So like this whole thing, almost every last little bit of it, the way I charted it is backstitched. And you might not think that it needs it. You might not think it needs all of it. It might be excessive. Maybe you think it needs some of it. Maybe you don't think it needs any of it. There's no backstitching in this yet, and I think it looks pretty good. Maybe you don't want to backstitch at all. You don't have to ask me if you know, I appreciate that you do, but like, if you don't want to do that, then don't do it. Or like, if you want to change, some people I know like this, but don't necessarily want the word fuck and motherfucker on their wall at Christmas time. Not everybody is like me and okay with that. Amber Rogue Mama Stitcher is stitching this and talked about it in her last video, and is sort of hesitant about whether or not she's going to stitch that word or not. That's fine. I'm not going to get on your case about, you know, how dare you censor the great artist Stitchman or anything like that. If you want to do this, but you don't want that word on your wall, like, I don't know what you do. Take a couple of letters and like make them snowflakes instead. Stitch the box and put a snowflake in there, something like that. I don't know, like whatever you might come up with. But if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. You don't have to have my vision of happiness on your wall. If you're gonna do it, you should do it the way that makes you happy. So go ahead. Clear? We all clear on that? Yippee Ki Yay, motherfuckers! So that being said, I've got this. I've got another Christmas one that's already in my shop. I'm gonna have hopefully a couple more very soon, because Christmas is coming fast, and Christmas decorating is coming even faster. So if you've been sort of on the fence about this, or like, yeah, I'll get it, but I'll do it around Christmas, or I'll have it up for Christmas or whatever, take a look at your calendar, because it's already October. Get on it. Okay, so that's it for the whips. One more thing about me and my things, and then I'll stop talking so much about me. No, I won't. but one more thing about me and a thing that I did. I did a thing. At the end, I did a thing. Okay, so just a little bit of like tiny backstory. I have a quote from Edgar Allan Poe that I've always liked, that was a line from a letter that he wrote that says, "I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity," which I really like, and I wanted to do something. So like my idea was I was just going to take that quote and just make like a quote stitching with some like little like gothic type motifs around it or something like that. It would be like a reasonable smallish thing that might look kind of cool. So that's how it started out. It's not how it ended up. As I was doing that, I thought, well, maybe I should have some sort of like something like little silhouette or something that like is actually not just random gothic-y, raven-y type things, but like Edgar Allan Poe himself. Maybe I'll have like a little silhouette or something in there. So I started Googling pictures of him to like go by, have some sort of inspiration from. I settled on this one right here. And somehow, I don't know if I got blackout drunk or whatever, what happened, but somehow, instead of doing what I was originally intending to do, what I ended up with was this, which is not small at all. It is 320 stitches wide, 400 stitches high, 20 pages of full coverage pattern, no quote whatsoever. But look at it, look how cool it is. Don't you like that? Do you love it? I love it. So I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat this one. It's big and it's a little bit complicated. Like nothing for like, you know, the people like me out there that love the full coverage things and the hates. It's not as big as a full size, normal size Heaven and Earth. But it's big. It is big. It's 20 pages. So, you know, if you're not gonna finish it in a weekend. If you want something to pick away at over time and you like that kind of a thing, and you like this, if you think this looks like something that you like, it's there for you. If not, you can watch me do it because I'm gonna do it. And this is what originally sparked my desire to get my floss organized. Here's like my thoughts are kind of disjointed here, but this and also this one that I did called Marion's Eye. I want to start this for the Stitchcock stitch along that I talked about last time. Stitchcock. But I'm getting so sick and tired of kitting up every single project separate from every other project with its own, like this one, this Edgar Allan Poe one right here. You might not think it to look at it, but there's 99 colors in there. 99 colors. What kind of a maniac would design a thing with 99 colors in it? Like, calm down, Stitch Man. Tone it down a little bit. What are you doing? I've got so much floss. You don't understand. You don't understand. I'm sure you do understand, but I've got so much floss that like is just in this project, in that project, and over here and over there, and like I probably have all the colors that I need for this as it is, but where are they? And like I'm gonna pick from this project and I'm gonna pick from that project, and then it's gonna be all over the place, and like it's becoming too much clutter for my brain. I can't take it anymore. I also don't want to just like go take $100 or whatever it is and buy 100 new flosses when I don't really need to do that for every single new big project that I want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know? It's too much. I can't do it like that anymore. I need a better system. So anyway, I'm actually not quite ready to talk about that just yet. But that is what led into the desire to organize all my floss. The Marion's Eye, the Edgar Allan Poe. I've got other like Heaven and Earth. I've got big things that I want to be doing, and I don't want to keep kitting them up separately. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I finally, with those two things in particular, that I'm so desperate to start, and you know, my Yippee Ki Yay and like some of the other things that I've stitched or whatever. I used to kind of, I'm not going to say make fun, but poke fun a little bit at Jacob for only ever stitching his own things. I'm just like, come on, like don't you have the desire to stitch something else, like stitch a hate or like stitch something else? Like not that there's anything wrong with like, we could just stitch Jacob things all the time and be happy. Jacob does fantastic things, but don't you want to be stitching things other than your own things? And he would tell me, you know, well, I design things that I like. So it's not that I necessarily like, you know, I want to do my own things. I want to like, I'm designing things that I like, that I want to be stitching. So therefore I want to be stitching them, which now that I've been doing that, I totally understand. I'm sorry for ever making fun of him for it because I get it. Like the things that I have been doing, whether you guys think that they're any good or not, it's stuff that I really like and want to be doing, and I want to be doing all of it. Every single thing that I've done so far, I want to be working on, and I'm going to do as much of it as possible. So there we are. If I'm still doing these videos when I'm 60 years old, then maybe you'll see this Edgar Allan Poe one. Maybe you'll see that finished, because it's going to take me a long time. I'll be an old man, you know, like, hey, remember when I was young and I used to make videos? That's That's my impression of a 60-year-old. Betsy loves it when I do that. By the way, that's my image of 60. Hey, I can't see or stand up anymore. Remember when I was young and was a good stitcher? What'd you say, dear? I can't hear you. So a couple of other things real quick that I'm going to be starting really soon. And I know it's a lot. I know I've already got a lot of whips. I've got a lot of humongous starts coming up and like, you know, it's too much. It's too much to do. I used to complain that I don't have enough hours in the day. And now I'm starting to feel like I don't have enough years in my life. I'm never going to be able to finish all of the things that I want to be doing, but I've kind of come to terms with that and been okay with it. Just because I may not finish everything, does that mean that I shouldn't try? I'm going to try. I am literally going to die trying. That is what I'm going to do. If I am slumped over in my old age with stitching on my chest and drooling on it, and that's how I go, I have lived a full and complete life, and I did as much as I could right up until the last possible second. That's what I'm going to do. So first, the Nevermore Sal that I am supposed to be a part of right here that Mary has already started. Here it is right here. Take a look. Look, isn't that nice? I've been talking about that one for almost 2 years now too. Finally going to get that started. I haven't started it yet because I did actually, you know, and I'm not just talking about it anymore. I'm a man of action. I did something about it. I ordered from 123 Stitch, I ordered all of the proper called for flosses that this, you know, it's not just DMC, it's like fancy stuff. And I ordered it and it's on the way. At least I hope it's on the way because I ordered it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I know like there's stuff going on in the US, there's hurricanes and stuff like that. Like I'm not, whatever, take your time. But it hasn't, you know, I can track and see where it is, and it hasn't moved from wherever it is right now. There's been no tracking of it and no movement in like, I don't know, 12 days. So hopefully it didn't get lost, or it will eventually show up. And when it does, I am going to get Nevermore started and be a part of this Sal that I am supposed to be doing, and that I'm excited to do. I love this. I love this a lot. Also, if I can, I really want to be a part of Jacob's Black Sampler November this year. I'm not sure. I was working on Spirits of the Dead last November, and I don't know if I sort of like pretended that was the same thing. I mean, it was, I guess, but like, I don't know. I want to take a thing this year that is like a Jacob thing. I want to do a Jacob thing. Other than like a little bit of work on the 2022 Sal, I haven't stitched a legit Jacob thing in almost a year, and it's time again. I need to be stitching Jacob. So I'm going to pick a Jacob thing. I've been leaning towards this one right here. I don't know if this is really a sampler, but whatever. It's close. If it's Jacob, it's a sampler. I'm doing it. This one right here that says all are equal in death. I really like this. I was thinking about doing this in black, and maybe that would be my Black Sampler November thing. And then just this morning, right before I turned this camera on, I see that Jacob has posted another quick little video. And one of his new designs that he talked about in the video before that was a dragon one. Here Be Dragons, I think is what it's called. Here it is right here, which I really like, but I'm not really like, I'm not really a dragon type person. I don't necessarily want to like, I don't care that much about stitching dragons, even though I really like this. But then just this morning, he posted a video where he showed that he did a companion piece to this with a lion called Here Be Lions. And I love that one. And now I'm confused. Do I stitch the lion, or do I stitch the skeleton, or maybe I'll just do both? Whatever. Just give me all the whips. Maybe I'll just stitch everything. I don't know. One of the two or both. I want in on Black Sampler November. I miss stitching Jacob things. Okay, here we go. One last thing. The moment you've all been waiting for, the reason you're here. The Floss Chaos Organization Solutions. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's play a song or something. Floss Chaos. So for most of my life stitching, I haven't had a really good organized way of organizing my floss for a project. But I've kind of been okay with that. A, it's because it was what I was used to, and B, up until like this point in my life, I've never had so many whips before. I was actually always a monogamous stitcher. So even though that one project was a little messy, it was my only one. But now I've got so many things on the go and so many different ways of organizing floss. Like, look, I've got some of them are like this, just in these like rat's nest baskets. Some of them are on bobbins. Some of them are in baggies. One of them is in this like set of drawers here. They're just there. There's so much stuff all over the place. And I'm sure that I'm buying the same flosses over and over and over because I want each one to be fully and completely its own project. So I'm not missing any colors when I want to work on that one. It's wasteful. It's disorganized. It's cluttery. And I can't take it. And now I'm going to add on top of that, I'm going to add in a few big projects that have 100 colors each. And yeah, I can't. It was enough. It was like, I put my foot down. This ends now. This ends now. We're doing something about it right now. So here's what I've settled on. I know I've talked about this before and you have all offered a lot of really great solutions for organizing floss. And I liked a lot of your ideas, and maybe down the road, now that I'm getting a little bit more organized, maybe I'll migrate away from what I'm doing and try something else. I don't know. But for now, this is what I've settled on. I've settled on bobbins. I've got 5 of these bobbin cases, which I've calculated 4.5 of these size cases should be enough to complete an entire set of DMC, every single color. So here's what I did. You can decide if this is helpful for you or not if you are also drowning in chaos. I didn't even know. I was getting overwhelmed with even getting started. I've got so much. Like, look at this. This is just one little, like, here you go. Want to try to organize this for me? This is just one little thing. This is the tip of the iceberg. It's just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I was just like, so what I settled on was I got all the bobbins that I needed. I even got little, like, look at this, the little actual, so you don't have to have my messy handwriting. I got the actual, you can't really probably see that, to do the Jacob hold the hand thing. Look, does that work? Can you see it now? The little stickers for each one of them. So I don't have to, it looks all official and it looks all nice. I got all the bobbins that I needed and all the stickers that I needed and all the cases that I needed. And I put the stickers on each one of the bobbins, blank, empty bobbins first. And I put every single one of them in every little compartment that it belonged in so that they were all completely in order. I ended up with 5 cases of just flossless bobbins, but at least they were all where they belonged. So then after that, I can just start taking my chaos floss and finding where it is in my empty bobbin case and start bobbinating it. To me, that made a little bit more sense than trying to, like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. At least this way, they're where they belong, and I can just bobbinate them as I pick them up. Right? Is that helpful? Does anybody like that? So this one has been my main sort of focus so far. It goes from number 1 up here to number 415. So I did separate them, at least, like, as I'm going through them. If it's between 1 and 415, I'll separate just those ones, and then I can just sit there and just mindlessly bobbinate as I'm going. I've barely even gotten started. I've got so much floss all over the place, and look, this is already almost full. I might not even need to buy any to complete a set. Not only not buy any, look at all the duplicates that, like, for real, like, I've barely scratched the surface here, and I've already got, just from this 1 to 415, I've got all these duplicates that I just keep buying over and over and over. Like, I'm gonna end up with a mountain of, look, why do I need 17 169s? I'm sure I don't. I could have bought a case of beer instead. Why do I keep buying them over and over and over? So I'm gonna have to come up with a completely different solution. I'm not for my extras. When I have my mountain of duplicates, I'm not gonna bobbinate those. The only ones on bobbins are gonna be my complete set, and if I run out of one, I'm gonna immediately either buy it or grab it for my duplicates and refill it so it's always full. And then whatever project I'm working on, it'll always be kitted up, always. Like, I know that this is, like, even this is a little bit chaos. I know you can get, like, bigger cases that are just one case that fit an entire set instead of having 5 cases like this. Like, I might graduate to that eventually, but for now, even though I'm gonna haul around and like set up these 5 cases for every project, it's better than what I'm doing. And at least they're all in order. Like if I need number, say, I don't know, 920, at least I know where it is instead of like, here you go. Want to find 920 in here? This is what I do sometimes. And I've got stuff with is really confetti heavy. I've got a lot of colors in like one little section, and I'm gonna pick through this kind of madness for every time I need to rethread my needle. That is what I do sometimes. And I can't take it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. So let me know what you think of my system here. If this is helpful for you at all, if you have even more, something that would be even more helpful for me, like to make it even easier for me. I like easy. I like easy. I like organized. I'm excited to show you this when it's all complete. A lot of them are still just, there's my empty, you know, they're in the right spot, but they're empty. But like when I get it all done and all organized and it's completely full, it's going to look gorgeous and it's going to look organized and it's going to make me very happy. And I'm really excited to show it to you all finished and complete, which I don't think is going to take as long as I thought it was going to take. I thought this was going to be a massively long, big undertaking. I even said to Melissa, I don't think that I can get this done even before Christmas. If I have this done by Christmas, I'll be happy. And she was like, Christmas? Why are you being so dramatic? It's going to take you a day. I'm like, no, it's not going to. It's going to take me months. It's going to take me months. You don't understand what a big project this is. And I got all of this done, all of them stickered, and a lot of them bobbinated in a day. So maybe it's a 2-day project, not a 4-month project or whatever. But it is a big undertaking, and when I say a day, I mean a day. Like it's hours and hours and hours. It's not a small, especially if you're gonna sit there with those tiny little stickers and you don't have good tiny little sticker fingers like me, and it's really like it's not quick, but it's worth it. It's worth it to have them all organized. I'm excited about it, and let's stop the madness. And now every project that I ever want to work on is ready to go. Ready to go. I don't have to organize any more floss. It's already organized. It's organized once and it's organized forever. The end.
That's right. That's right.
Man, that was exhausting. That took a lot out of me just to talk about it. I think I might need a nap. So I think that's enough for today. I don't know when I'm either going to be back with another video in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, brace yourselves. I turn 40 years old. So I'm going to make a video on or around my 40th birthday with some special stuff in it. So I'm going to look all 40 and stuff. I'm still in my 30s now. You won't even recognize me once I turn 40. So I'm either going to wait till then or I'll do another one in between in 2 weeks. Let me know if you can't wait that long and you really want me back, you really want another one in 2 weeks. I'll try to make a really honest effort to come back in 2 weeks and then another 2 weeks after that when I am a whole different, much older person. So until then, happy stitching, happy floss organizing. I've got a link to my shop below if you want to buy the Christmas thing or any of the other things that you want to do. Get the 20-page thing, and you have a 10-year project to work on. Whatever. If not, happy stitching. Do the things that make you happy. Watch Jacob's new videos after this one, of course. I mean, if you're at the end, I guess you already watched it. But I gotta get out of here.
Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.